Welcome back to my channel, where we are turning wilderness into wonderful, a real garden on a budget, north facing gardener. Good morning. So I'm going to have a go at tackling this area here. I'm going to start today anyway, do it in little bits, she says. So if you can see, but there's a slope there, partly modelled by my dog who's just plonked her bum there. But you can see where all the mud is bare. When it's wet, then it's just very slippery and quite dangerous. Coming down there with bits and pieces, as certainly as my back gate goes out to the car, so it's a convenient way to come in. So I'll get started and then I'll stop and explain little pieces as I'm going on. I've gathered all my tools, I hope. So I've got a small spade. I have a lady spade. Because when I'm using it, it's too difficult sometimes to use a bigger one, so it's quite a thin one. This is a edger, which I may need when I'm getting down, taking bits off the side of the existing path. Trowel, electric screwdriver and bits. I have a leveler there. I've also bought a number of steel stakes even, that will fix to the boards and go in the ground to hold them steady. Mallet, tape measure and pencil, and I've got this little mini chainsaw basically, but it will be useful in the garden, and hopefully it will help me with this little job and others if I've got bushes to cut back later on. So I'm going to plan to see there where I've got the existing front hedge, which is now at the back. There's a gap here between the edge of the boards and the existing deck. Now it's just 14 centimetres there is the gap, but I'm going to cut a bit longer there initially, maybe a fair bit longer, depending on how well the saw goes through the wood, just in case I have to move the front and adjust that a little bit so there's enough there. I mean, I know I can always fill the gap in, but I'd rather not if that was possible. So here we go. The next adjustment to my plan here, you can see the existing path that's coming down here on the right hand side, and the border so far that I've put around to support the back soil is much higher. Now I don't know that I want it completely as low as that, but we'll see. But I can inlay. I've got 2 spare paving slabs that I can inlay, but I'm definitely going to take it lower. Yeah, to try and get over the problem of the path. Well, not the problem, but that's why I like to do things in little bits at a time. Stand back and have a look, and so it won't meet the deck completely. Well, it will meet the deck, but it won't be the same height as that. That's not an issue because most of it will be behind soil ultimately anyway. So I dig my little trenches deeper. So I'm calling it a day. I've managed to get it more or less straight. I'm going to put some the self-setting sand down the gaps and things like that, and ultimately straighten it up. And just roughly there in the corner you can see a cornerstone. I found a rock, and we'll settle that out and then settle everything down from there. It's been a faff, but I'm better with faffing rather than deep digging for my house. And of course, just see this lovely big rock down there, that was right in the corner. Oh, Maggie's just going to investigate. And so that was right in the corner where I wanted the stone there. So that took me quite a while to dig that out. But yeah, that'll be enough for me today. I'll sit and look at it and think about it, and if there's anything else I need to do before I need to get some of the self-setting sand to settle it in, and then I'll have to backfill it all and things like that. So yeah, we're getting there. So once I've covered it over with membrane and cardboard and put the stones on and levelled it out, then you know, it doesn't mean to say I won't put you know, pots on it. It's become a bit of a dumping ground. You can see as I sort of bring the car up to the gate and drop things in, that's where they go, and just bits and pieces have been hiding along here. So I'll see how I use this space once I've got the gravel in, to see how I get for there. The turned over soil will start drying in the sun, which we've finally got here, and then I can you know, can bash it down and look about how much levelling off it's going to require. There, so far so good, quite happy with it. And here we go with the finished article. Managed to get some quite nice stones, decided on just one of the steps there really, and then I can you'll see later some of the things I put down the side. Now, originally I was going to have the bin there at the other end, the garden bin, but I decided against that really, and because, you know, a bit of an eyesore, and it's better there, as you can see here with the plants. They're alpines in little pots, and there's another video, as you can see, the arch that I put in over the door, and I can see the process I went in putting that arch in, and another arch in the garden. And yeah, I'm really happy with that. Been using it quite a bit, and it's holding up. It become a very tidy and useful area really, giving me a lot of flexibility up there. I'm no longer slipping and sliding on the mud, and it looks like it's meant to be there. So I'm really pleased about that. Thank you for watching, and do please have a go.